YouTubers? Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this video is going to be on balance, drawing your characters in balance. Now, I have seen a lot of young artists draw their pictures, and a lot of times their character is off balance. So this video is basically to give you guys an idea of how to do your character in balance or balance. So whenever your character is standing, sitting, crouching, running, jumping, whatever, he has to be balanced to make it believable, make the picture look better. So I'm going to try to do some things to show you guys a little bit about balance. So let's go. And if this thing gets edited a lot, that's because I'm still trying to work it out to where you guys know examples, where you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so let's do this. All right, let's say example, you have a big sphere. I don't want to say ball, let's say a big sphere, like a big wrecking ball or something. And you have 3 wooden legs that you have to stand this big, huge, heavy ball on. And you had to place it under the ball. Where would you put the ball? Well, normally you would put one in the back, one on one side, and one on the other side. And that's balancing that ball, so it shouldn't fall because you have the 3 legs in the right place. And anybody that has a table, that has a little dining room type of a table stand, know where to place the legs. So it's perfectly placed to balance that table. So you would never take that ball and you would put, let's just say, like the back leg here, one leg here, and another leg here. That thing would fall. It would definitely fall because the balance is wrong, and the weight would shift probably about this to this side, not probably to this side, and it would crash the same way you wouldn't take that heavy ball, that heavy wrecking ball, and then put one leg way over here, one leg here, and then the back leg here. It would fall again. So you basically know what not to do. So now let's give you a more stronger understanding of what to do. I guess that might be the word that I'm trying to say. Now let's say we take that ball, that heavy iron wrecking ball, and then we take that 3rd leg, that back leg. Let me put this in pencil. So let's say we take that back leg out. That's a given. Say this is back leg, this is the front leg, and this is the other front leg right here. Let's say we already know there's got to be a back leg, so automatically we can take that back leg out. This ball is not going to fall backwards, it's not going to fall forwards. Let's just say magic or whatever. Then it's still balanced this way. So we'd say now we have that balanced ball right here, and then someone welds another heavy piece of metal, another ball on top of it, like that. So this is welded to that metal. We gotta have that metal that's welded to this metal. So that's throwing the balance off. So it's gonna fall this way again because the way these sticks are placed, it's not in a place of balance, shall we say. How many times are you gonna say balance, Brian? The whole video, because this is about balance. So let's say we take this ball again. Let's say this and this. And remember, this is a big metal wrecking ball, and this ball was welded on top of that. So you have this weight, all this weight, plus this weight leaning over. So the way you would probably have to balance that ball is, one, because it's leaning over this way, you probably have to take one of those sticks and put it all the way out to keep it from falling this way. And the other one, to keep it from going straight down, would probably be about right here. Remember, that 3rd one is a given. It will not fall backwards, it will not fall forward. It will only fall from side to side. So by doing that, you pretty much have that thing stabilized. The same way if you took that ball again, and then you put that other piece on top. Now you're thinking about which way this weight is going on this ball. If it was sitting stable on top, you might be able to get away with putting the legs on the bottom, but this is leaning over. So as it rolls over, you're going to have to say to yourself, okay, this leg is going to have to come over, maybe like not this much. Let's just say if this was the ground, you wouldn't put it over this much and then try to put one there because it wouldn't work. Well, that's kind of close. It wouldn't work. So I would say about somewhere there. That's kind of close. Let's do this again because I know about balance enough to know what will and what won't work. So let's over exaggerate this. You wouldn't put it way out here, better, and then this leg way out here because it still would fall. The one I had first was pretty much close. You put it like right about here, and this one maybe down like that to give it that balance. Understand, it won't fall forward and it won't fall backwards. It's just going to roll from side to side. So you have to understand about this. Now let's shift from this ball to something else. Now if I did this, like that, this is a quick way to do the body, and I've talked about this in a number of videos, and let me give a quick example of this. And I have no idea how long this video is going to go because, as I said, this is something I'm just trying to get out. I thought about this earlier, and I'm trying to just get it out to show you guys. So whenever I draw a quick body, it's like that. Because you can always put the head on, you put the arms on, and you already have your legs. So this is what you're going to have to work with when you start to balance your character, whether he's standing or leaning or sitting. You're going to have to be able to do this to balance that character. And these legs are the same as these legs here. Now, if you take this, and let's say that could represent the head, you're going to have to be able to balance these legs with that head. Now, when a person shifts his body, let's just say he shifts that shoulder. We still have this. Let's say he shifts that body there, and you come down, and let's just draw a square real quick. You shift that body. So that means the same thing as the ball. You're going to have to put one leg here and maybe one leg there to keep that body from falling over. Because if you have that ball on top, you're going to have to keep it, that weight is going to be pushing over. And that ball, as I said, will represent the head. So if you do this, put that little V under there, upside down V or triangle under there, you're halfway done in drawing a character. You have that, you're halfway done when drawing a character. As I say, I always do this, especially starting out doing real roughs. And if there's a person behind him, then I'll do that same thing like that. Now, to twist the body in doing this, you just twist this piece here. You know, if you're twisted, if you're leaning forward, your shoulders are going to go this way and the body's going to come here. Now, that's the easy part. Now the hard part is now how am I going to put the legs? Am I going to bend that leg? But regardless that this part is coming down, you have to have that balance. Instead of having that front leg, now you're going to have to put that weight on that leg and then balance that back leg. But we're not going to get into bent legs yet. Let's continue with the straight leg. Okay, let's do just some classic stands. Like one stand would be, as I did in the example, you have your one leg straight down and you have your other leg out like so. So all your weight is going to be on this leg and this leg is going to come out. So from doing that, let's just say if you had that ball, which would be your head, you would have to, when you stand like that, your shoulders are going to kind of roll a little bit. So your head is going to be up here. And that is that counterbalance. That's kind of like an upside down counterbalance of that head. So you're going to have to be able to, I don't want to say keep that head from rolling off, but you have to get that balance of the legs to keep it standing up straight. Now when doing this, your arms also will play a role in balance as well. And then your feet are also planted in the direction that best suits, I don't want to say best suits, that will be able to hold up that character, that drawing. Hold up that drawing? What are you talking about? Hold up that balance. Because if you have your foot turned out, you would never have your foot coming straight this way or turn the other way, not standing up, because that weight is on your heel and then on your toe as well. So that's the bad thing about some of these pens. They run out of ink so much. I did one item when I talked about this Artist Loft pens being relatively inexpensive. I don't want to say cheap, but I'm thinking now the inexpensive ones are more quicker to run out of ink than the more expensive ones. Not the fact that you can erase it and the ink disappears, because this one has proven that it does not lose its blackness when you erase it, but I'm thinking the ink just runs out really quick. So yeah, anyway, back to balance. So your feet position, the way your feet are turned, also helps in balance. Now let's just do this. Let's just say, and I don't know where this is coming in because I'm just doing it to do it. Let's just say we have this right here. And I should have done the feet last. Let's just say we have a guy and he's holding up a rock or whatever. He's bending, he's twisting his body this way. You have to be able to place those feet to where he can hold that rock up. And I'm thinking this is kind of close, but not exactly balanced, because that line has to go straight down. That's a whole nother story. We'll get into that later. More like, and this is brand new. I started using this maybe about 4 or 5 days ago, and to me the ink is, anyway, back to balance. Maybe somewhere like that. If this guy was leaning, because this thing is heavy, he's leaning his body, you'd have to place those feet right. And this is the same thing when you're drawing somebody just posing. You're drawing your characters posing. You can't have, let's just say a woman, you cannot have what, Brian? You cannot have the feet wrong. Like, let's just say a woman, a lot of times women would pose like that with their legs crossed. That has to be in perfect balance or centered to be able to stand there, to be able to stay there and look perfectly balanced. So say if you did this, I keep moving the paper over like it's going to go off focus. If you had one here and you had one here, well, naturally that's a given. It's not going to stand. So you can't have it like way out here somewhere unless you're ice skating, but then the person's not going to be able to hold up. Yeah, unless that person's ice skating. Other than that, it's not going to work. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do this because I've been kind of struggling here. Let's say if you take if you're standing here, this is your balance point. If you're standing here and you take a rope or something and you tie it around your neck and you let it drop to the ground, that's where your center of balance is going to be. So you'd have to what? Not protect it. I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, you'd have to recognize, or I'll get the word in a second. So anytime you move, let's just say your character bends over like this. He's bending over, maybe he's running, doing something. Wherever that line from that rope or that string drops, it's going to actually drop right by your heel, the inside of your heel. So you'd have to have your foot right by that, and that makes up your perfect balance. No matter what, unless you have your legs far apart, say such as the old Wolverine thing, and your legs are like way out here somewhere, then you won't have it. But if you're running or you're shifting your stand or something, you would have to have that. Try it for yourself. Get an extension cord or something and tie it around your neck, and then stand there, move, or yeah, just stand there, and then just shift your position a little bit. And I'm trying to think about how it would be if you did, and going back to that same position, if you did shift your foot, you'd find out that this foot comes right there by that rope. If this was your extension cord, because I know people might not have a lot of ropes, and I don't want some young kid tying a rope around his neck and his mom sees it and is like, "What are you doing?" "Well, Brian said to tie a rope around my neck." Kind of crazy. So it's going to be like right there on the side of your foot, no matter how you turn, unless you split your legs apart or are jumping in some strange way, that is going to be there. So however you position your character, and I cannot think of a position right now to save my life other than the one I just did for running, you're going to have to have that foot right here somehow. Let's just say, I don't know, I'm dried up for positions right now. Why? I'm a comic artist. And there's a weird position for you. It's going to, well, his legs would probably be split apart. But that, and they call that a plumb line for measuring stuff that's straight. It's going to, that foot is going to, it's going to be right there at that foot. So however you do your character, and you draw that line straight down, and that foot is not there where you could bring that foot out further, but it's still going to be on that thing. But most standing positions, no matter how slightly you shift, if you move that other leg over to here, that line is going to, you're going to have to bring that leg in, and that line or that string is going to be right there beside your heel. But for whatever position you put your character in, if his foot is on the ground and it's not spread out like this, you're going to have to, and again, I'm struggling for thinking about what type of positions, you're going to have to drop that line straight there, and his foot is going to have to be there. There's only so many ways you can bend a person over. As I say, that line, and that's basically the same picture I drew, I think. That foot is going to have to be there. But if you draw your character, if you start out, and most of us draw, but you should be drawing the head, the torso, the head, the pelvis. Is that the pelvis? This part, and then your legs. Well, see that leg is far away. Draw that line. If the legs are not spread, if you got somebody who's like like the legs are close, then it's going to have to be balanced on that one. The balance is going to be on that one foot, which is going to be right here next to that. So if I did this, and let's say I put that other leg back here, you could be walking or running or whatever. That line is going to drop down and then be right there at his foot. And once you start doing that, then you know that your characters are balanced, whether running or standing. other than jumping, that line is going to come straight down and be right on the inside of that person's foot. And that's perfect balance. So I guess that's what this whole video was about, trying to get you guys to understand what balance is. Because I've seen a lot of people draw and their character was like way off balance. The drawing was nice, but the fact that the person was off balance. So if you draw your picture and you finish drawing your picture and you cannot, well, let's just say you do a pinup of all your characters, and I can't do it because I already know what I'm doing. You do a pinup of your characters. See, this guy's got a gun. He's the gun wielder. He's the big boss. And then he's just somebody cool. If that line does not drop down and be like right at the foot, then your character is off balance. See, this one's going to be in the middle, and this one's going to be right at that foot here. Remembering that the head is like that ball, that extra ball that's on there. You have to balance that ball, have that weight to balance that ball to keep from coming off. So I think I'm going to end this video here before I get too messed up in what I'm trying to say. And then people have no idea what I was trying to say. So yeah, balance. Just do that. Get your extension cord. That's your homework. Tie it around your neck and then drop it. And then walk or lean into a position, and then you'll see where that extension cord drops. And then you can say, hey, he was right. And then you start drawing your characters with that in mind, that you have to have that plumb line, as I say, what they call that, to do your balance. Unless he's jumping or flying or something like that, you're going to need that balance so that your characters will stand correctly. So hopefully you got something out of that. There's probably a lot more to it, but my brain is not getting it now, and I can edit it and do it again tomorrow, but I don't want this video to be a 30-50 minute video like most of my videos. So if you have any questions or comments on this one, let me know. And see, if you say I didn't give enough information, I'll add some more to it, but let me know what you think it is and if you got something out of it. And then on that note, stay in balance, and I will see you guys in the next video.